Sia, switch on. What happened to others? What we have to do? We can start. Okay. So this is the last question. Fancy. Manual. Again, 6 participants. Shivani, switch on. Switch on the video. Today is your first class, Shivani.
Ma'am, I was not well yesterday.
Okay. Aryan, switch on. Okay. So this is our last program. And I will give one question for you. Use that question using nested if statement. Okay. For using nested if statement, first you just give some, give the condition like if the number is less than 0 and the number is greater than 999, then print invalid entry. Okay. I'll, I'll write. First we have to write. First statement, you already know the first statement. I will just write the nested if condition. Okay. If a number is less than 0 and the number greater than 999. That is the first condition. Write the condition. If number less than 0 and number greater than 999. Then what we have to print? What we have to print? Have to print invalid entry. Is it clear? If n less than 0, that means we have to enter only the number between 0 and 999. Is it clear, Aditya? Okay, so first we have to check if the number is between this 0 and 999. For that, we write if n less than 0 and n greater than 999 or 999, then print invalid entry. Then elif. Write the balance of the program. First, you have to check if the number is greater than less than 10, then it is a single digit number. If the number is less than 100, it's a 2-digit number. Then less than 1000, it is 3-digit number. It is same as that of the previous program. The only difference is we are using nested if. That is the only difference. Is it clear, Aryan?
Ma'am, I can't see the screen share.
What, Aryan?
I can't see the screen share.
Aditya, you also?
Yes, ma'am, we can see what you are writing.
Okay. Now it is clear? Okay. This program is clear for you? Okay. Then our next topic is Ashwin, Krishna, Shivani. Switch on the video. Okay. Then screen is clear for you. Okay. So next is the looping statements or conditional iteration statements. So first we learn about what sequential control flow. Then next what it is? Aditya, next control statement is
Conditional state.
conditional statements. Then this one is the iteration statements or looping statements. What is iteration statements? Abdul, what is iteration statement? Iteration
Some programs
statements are
get executed repeatedly.
repeated execution of a statement based on one condition is known as iteration statements or looping statement. In the conditional statement, based on that is in the case of if statement or if else or nested if statement, in that conditional statement, the statements are executed once based on one condition. But in the case of iteration statements or looping statements, the statements are repeatedly executed based on one condition. Is it clear? Emmanuel, is it clear?
Okay, I'll explain it once more.
Okay. Iteration statement means execution of one or more statement many times based on one condition. Repeated execution of statements based on one condition is known as iteration statements or looping statements. Okay, Emmanuel?
Yes, yes.
So, iteration statements are used to execute a block of statements as long as the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements, either it's a single statement or more than one statement, executed repeatedly. Then, what is the next point? Loop statements, iteration statements are also known as loop statements, are used when we need to run same code again and again. Then there are three types of iteration statements. What are they? For loop, while loop, and nested for loop. There are mainly three types of iteration statements. They are for loop, while loop, and nested for loop. Krishna, what is nested for loop? They explained in the previous class. Switch on the video, Krishna. Krishna. Okay.
Loop inside loop.
What is nested for loop? Explain when we learn about nested if. What is nested if? Nested if means
Loop inside loop.
that is nested for. Then what is nested for loop? If we are using one for loop inside another for loop, that is known as nested for loop. Okay. Nested if means if we are using one if statement within another if statement or in elif statement, it is known as nested if statement. Nested for loop means if we are using one for loop within another for loop is known as nested for loop. Is it clear, Srihari?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then for loop. For loop is the first iteration statement. The syntax of for loop is this. For, write the variable name, then use the keyword in, then sequence, then write the column statements to repeat. Here we write the statements to repeat. This is one example for loop. For I in range 3,18, write one colon here, then write print I. Ashwin completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Switch on the video, Ashwin.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide?
Previous slide. This one.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
So, for I in range 3,18, what is range function? Range is a built-in function with three parameters. Range is a built-in function with three parameters. What is parameters? What is parameter? These contents are known as parameters. Okay. 3 and 18 are two parameters used here. Is it clear? Arguments or parameters means within the function we are using some values or variables. That values or variables are known as arguments or parameters. Is it clear, Aryan? Okay. So range is a built-in function with 3 parameters. It is used to display a list of values. What is the function of this range function? To display a list of values. Okay. I'll give one example. So range. Range is a built-in function used to create a list containing a sequence of numbers starting with the start value and ending with stop -1. Range is a built-in function used to create a list containing a sequence of numbers starting with the start value and ending with stop -1. Alvin, switch on the video. Why so late? What happened? Alvin,
Ma'am, power cut.
network problem. Okay, then. So range is a built-in function with 3 parameters. What are the 3 parameters? It is start value, stop value, and step value. In this range function, these 2 parameters are that is start and step is optional, but stop is compulsory. So range is a built-in function using 3 parameters. It is start, stop, and step. The start value of a range, the default start value of range is 0. Okay. So the default start value is 0 again. What happened? Is it clear? Is it clear for you, Shivani?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the default start value is 0 and default step value is 1. What is the meaning of step value? Start value. What is start value? It is the initial value. Stop value is the last value. And step value is for incrementation. From the start value, we have to increment the value by 1. For that purpose, we are using this step value. Is it clear? I will explain once again. Range is a built-in function with 3 parameters, that is start, stop, and step. Then start and step is optional. The start is used for displaying the start value and stop is used for displaying the limit or last value. The last value always the last value is stop value -1. Then step value is the value used for incrementation. Then I will explain with one example. What is the result of range of 10? Here only one value is used. So this value is assigned for which parameter, Ashwin? This 10 is assigned for which parameter? For start or for stop or for step?
Stop, ma'am, stop.
Okay, okay, correct. So range of 10 means the 10 value, only one parameter value is used here. So this value is assigned for stop. So what is the start value? Start value it is 0. Step value it is 1. Then what is the result of this function? Dia, what is the result?
0 to 9. 0 to 9.
0 to 9. This is the result. Is it clear, Alvin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Alvin, the next answer. Range 1, 11. What is range 1, 11?
1 is
Under-
start value,
1 is the start value. What is 11?
stop value.
Stop values. And then what is the result?
2 to 10. 1 to 10.
1 to 10. 1, 2, 3 to 10. The last value is stop value minus 1. So 1, 2, 3 to 10. Then Srihari. Next one, range of 0, 30, 5.
0 start value, 30 stop value, 5 is step value.
5 is the step values. Then what is the result?
0, 5, 10,
0, 5, 10. Then last value
25.
25. Correct. Is it clear? Abdul, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then write a program to display 10 natural numbers using for loop. Write a program to display 10 natural numbers using for loop. How we can write? For I in anyone? Aditya? For I in
For I in
range
0, 11.
0, 11. Natural number is starting from
1, 1.
so 1, 11. Then what you have to write? Print I. Is it clear? Srihari, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For I in range 1 to n, so 1 is the start value and 11 is the stop value. So the last value is 11 minus 1, it is 10. So first value 1, the value given for step is default value, it is 1. So 1 is added with 1. So the next value is 2, the next value is 3, etc. So the last value is 10. It will display when we execute the statement print I. Okay. Alvin, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then write the next question. The first question. Write a program to print table of a number. Write a program to print table of a number. Table means multiplication table. If we are giving a number like 3, then we have to print table of 3. 1 into 3, 3, 2 into 3, 6, just like that. If we are giving 5, we have to print table of 5. Shivani, read the first statement. Any idea? No. Then Ash will say. Ashwin, what is the first statement?
Ma'am, n is equal to
N is equal to
int
one
input.
second. N is equal to N is equal to
int input.
int input, enter the number. 2 brackets you have to close. Then after that, there is Ashwin. Ah, okay. Then what about next statement? We have to write one for loop.
For I
For I
in range
in range. What is the starting value?
0 0.
Multiplication is started from 0. No,
N.
1. 1 into 3, 3. 2 into 3, 6. Okay. So the starting value is 1. Then what is the ending value? 10. Now we can consider only 10. So for I in range 1, 11. Is it clear, Ashwin? Okay. Then Adul, what is the next statement?
Print
You have to print
in brackets
bracket
n comma
n comma
in quote star
within double quotes or not?
no ma'am, only n.
Okay. N comma within
In
quotes
quotes star
star, then
comma
I
comma
comma
in quotes equal to
in quotes equal to
comma
comma
n star I.
n star I. Correct. Is it clear? You have to print like 3 into 1 is equal to 3, 3 into 2 is equal to 6, just like that. So, what we have to write here? First, we have to write the table name. That is, if you want to display table of 3, then n we displayed here. So, n. Then, next what we have to display? It is star. So, we simply write the star within quotes. Then next we have to display the values of I, 1, 2, 3 to n. So we will write I. Then one equal to symbol is needed. So we will display it within quotes. After that, the result we want to display. So for result we write n into I. Is it clear? Clear, Srihari?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then write the next question. Write a program to find sum of n natural numbers. Write a program, find sum of n natural numbers. Second question. Write a program to find sum of n natural numbers. Manual completed.
No, ma'am.
Dia? Completed.
No doing.
Okay. Abdul? Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. After completing one program, you just go through the program, giving some sample values. Okay. Take one pencil and give some sample values to the program and go through the program. And if you are getting the correct value, the output is correct. This is the answer. This is not capital N, it is small n. Here it is small n. N is equal to, because I'm using small letter n here, that's why I changed. Okay. So n is equal to in input, enter the limit. That is, we want to find the sum of n natural numbers. Okay. So first we enter one integer value. If we want to find the sum of 3 natural numbers, then I give n value as 3. Okay. Then after that, I am giving variable sum as 0. Sum is a variable used for adding these natural numbers. So before using this statement, we just initialize this variable with a 0 value. So what? Aryan, any idea? What is the use of this statement? Sum is equal to 0. To delete the previous values of sum, we just assign a 0 value to sum. So we initialize the sum variable with 0. Or 0 is assigned to sum. Because we are using the sum variable for addition. So any previous values are there, then that value is added with I value. So we didn't get the correct output. That's why first we initialize the sum with 0 value. After that, we are using the variable for loop for I in range 1, n plus 1. If we are giving 3, then the starting value is 1. What is n plus 1? Krishna, what is n plus 1? Are you sleeping?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then, what is n plus 1? What is n?
Stop value.
Yes, it is top value. Now, in this program, what is the value of n plus 1?
4.
4. Yes. The n value is 3. So, 3 plus 1 it is 4 is the value here. Then, sum is equal to sum plus I. Sum is equal to sum plus I. Is it clear? Okay. Then, sum is equal to sum plus I. Execution is starting from this side. So, what is the value of sum? Now, the value of sum is 0. Then, what is the value of I? 1 comma, range of 1 comma 4 means what? Ashwin? Range of 1 comma 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Range of 1 comma 4. What is the result?
Two, 4.
1, 2, 3. That is the result. Is it clear, Aryan?
Yes, ma'am.
Range 1 comma 4. N plus 1 it is 4. So range 1 comma 4 means starting from 1 and till the 1, 2, 3 are the result of this range function. So the values of I is 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So first the value of sum is 0. And what is the value of I? First value of I. Aditya, what is the first value of I?
1.
1. Correct. Then 0 plus 1 is added and the result is stored to sum. So, what is the current value of sum? Emmanuel?
Ma'am, 4, 3, 4, 4.
No. I will explain once again. The initial value of sum is 0. Then the sum value is 0 and the starting value of I is 1. In first iteration, the 0 and 1 is added and the result is stored to sum. Now the value of sum is 1. At the time of next execution, what is the value of sum? Dia, any idea?
Sum plus I.
Sum is 1.
0 plus 1.
That is, this result is assigned to sum. First, the sum value is 0. After that, the 0 and initial value of I is added and the result is stored into sum variable. So, next time execution, next time the sum value is 1. What is the value of I? After 1, what is the value? Alvin?
2.
2. So, 2 plus 1, what is the sum value?
2.
It is 3.
3.
Then, again, at the time of next iteration, the value is 3. The sum value is 3. 3 plus I value it is 3. So, 3 plus 3 it is 6. After that, any iteration is needed. Srihari, what about the next iteration?
What now?
What about the next iteration?
It will be 3.
Only iteration we needed only 3 times because range value is 1, 2 and 3. So here first we use range value 1, then we are using 2, then 3. What is the final result? That is 6. Okay, so it's time. Let us wind up. Thank you. Thank you all.